Hi there. Things you didn't know you wanted in your house that you want in your house. You know, one of the things that we can do at Dailey Dailey Real Estate is really be your advocate with the builders in Southern Delaware. And one of the things that we're going to look out for your well-being is going to be getting a home that is very energy efficient. Energy efficiency does two things typically. First, it saves you money over the long run in lower energy bills, whether it's lower gas bills or lower electric bills, sometimes reduced water usage. All of those things are a factor. The second thing it's going to do is improve your quality of life. And so a better insulated house is not as drafty, a better air sealed house, all these things factor into the quality of life. And a house that is energy efficient is, generally speaking, going to be more comfortable. And maybe you weren't thinking about that. That's why you let us know. And you let us come to the meetings that you have with builders, and you reach out to us first because we know these things, and we're going to look out and be your advocate as you look forward to making this purchase. But I digress. Today, I have the pleasure of standing in front of a tankless water heater. Now, a tankless water heater by a lot of people gets called a Rinnai, kind of like a facial tissue gets called Kleenex, because Rinnai is a brand. The one behind me here is not a Rinnai, it is a Navian, which is a different brand. And what this thing does is it's powered by gas, either propane or natural gas. Hot water comes in one side. It is basically a very, very compact, very, very powerful furnace, and it goes in one side as cold water. It comes out on the other side 40 or 50 degrees warmer than whatever the water came in at. You can set the actual water temperature that you want right on the front. They're usually located in a basement or a garage because they need to vent outside with the exhaust gas, and they are just a very, very super powerful compact gas furnace. These are great for a number of reasons. They're great in the sense of you're going to save energy, because a traditional water heater, that big tank that you grew up with or that you have in your house now or that you can still see in a lot of houses, whether it's a 30-gallon, a 50-gallon, an 80-gallon, whatever it is continually using energy to keep 50 or 80 gallons hot. And so, you know, all night long when everyone's asleep, there's 80 gallons of 120 degree water sitting in your garage or sitting in your basement or wherever they put it. And that water heater is constantly spending money through energy usage to keep that water hot, so that whenever you turn on the hot water, you have it. This, because it's tankless, doesn't spend the money storing the energy. So when you turn on the hot water, then this thing kicks in. It takes a little longer maybe than a traditional hot water heater to get warm, but once it does, it provides you a nice constant stream of hot water, which is great, which everybody likes, but when it's done, it shuts off and there's no tank, and it's not using any energy when you're not using hot water. The other thing is that it provides, in a sense, hot water for everybody, is what I say. You know, when I was a kid and I grew up, I was the youngest, and so a lot of times, you know, my school started later than my siblings, and I got up later than my dad, and so I was the fourth or fifth person to maybe take a shower at my house in the morning. And the problem is that the water heater was shot and the water was lukewarm, and you know, you'd play these games or you'd want to get up early because you wanted hot water, especially in cold winter months. Well, all of that sort of goes away. Here is you don't have to worry about running out of hot water if you have a lot of guests. And the other good thing is if this is a second home or you're not going to be here all the time, you don't have to worry about having some big tank that can rupture sitting around with 30 or 80 gallons of hot water, and you don't know, and that thing can burst and you'll have no idea what's actually happening. This doesn't store any water. You don't have that problem. There's actually videos on YouTube where you can see when an old water heater will bust itself, and if it doesn't have the proper safety equipment like a relief valve, it can explode, and there's like pictures of things, or videos, shooting through the roof of a house or something. It's kind of crazy. Now listen, that doesn't happen really anymore, so don't get scared like, oh, I have a hot water heater that's going to turn into fireworks. That's not really going to happen, I don't think. But this can't leak like that. And so that is sort of a wonderful thing. So that's just one of the features that you can look for that you might want in a new home. And at Dailey